It's time to go into the new era of cell phone connection. I am trying out 5G for the very first time. Like the great song, like a virgin for the very first time. I'm trying 5G. Popping my 5G cherry because I just got myself the new iPhone 13 Pro Max. And I'm in an area where I'm trying to push the limits of this cell phone connection. So we are in a part of northern Queens, kind of bordering on the industrial area. And here we see the Amtrak tracks that pass into Manhattan. And this is the neighborhood of Astoria, Queens, and / Jackson Heights right down there. I grew up just about a 20-minute walk down that way. So join me for a walk through New York City, through my beautiful borough of Queens. I'm Ariel, this is Urbanist. Let me know where you're watching from. So welcome everyone. Nice to see you here. Let me know where you're watching from. And it is a sunny day. It is fairly warm, and I am trying out a new iPhone. I got myself the iPhone 13 Pro Max to the extreme with a 5G connection using Verizon Wireless, which I've been using my entire career. So far, 5 years, I've been using Verizon Wireless. And one of the main reasons I got it, there's two main reasons. One is it has 3x zoom, which we're going to try, especially on these very long blocks of Astoria. It'll be very useful to try 3x zoom. And that's the optical zoom, which means that's the built-in lens is 3 times magnified, but it goes up to 15 times. Crazy. When the iPhone 11 used to be 2x optical, and digital zoom means extra zoom, gets a little bit more pixelated, went up to 6 times. Big difference. And the second thing is 5G connectivity. I was in the UK and I didn't realize that the iPhone 11 didn't actually have 5G connectivity. And countries like the UK, and there's a few others around the world, including the US, are switching very quickly to 5G. So let's see, let's put it to the test. Let me know where you're watching from. Hello, Joe. Hello, Bill. Welcome. Bill says your daughter lives... Oh, Bill, let me not say the address out loud, but that's awesome that your daughter lives in this neighborhood. That's very cool. Glad to see the niece of Cliff living in this area. So I'm trying 3x zoom now. Wow, okay. It is pretty damn close. All right, let's zoom in into one of the random buildings. Okay. Okay, so I can only go 6 times maximum. That's a shame. The app, the Prism Live Studio, only allows me to go 6. Hey. Oh, you are? Hello. TikTok or YouTube? TikTok. Oh, TikTok. Oh, cool. I'm doing a YouTube live video right now. Yeah. Where are you guys from? Queens? Yeah, Astoria. Astoria. What's the best thing around here, in your opinion? Astoria Park is great. Okay, awesome. Have a good day. All right. TikTok fans. Astoria Park, he recommended. So I can only go 6x. I can't go full 15x. Prism Live Studio has to update. Really close. Hey Mavis, nice to see you here. BBH says, how often do you go live? I go live about 2 to 3 times a week when in New York, and when I'm traveling about 4 times a week. Michael says, ooh, wow, the quality is amazing. Susie, Bill recommends. Yes, it's a great place. And I am very tempted to go. Very, very tempted. Hey, Mime, welcome. Mark says, love it when fans shout out. Yeah. Really cool TikTok viewers. Recognize me when I don't show my face as often as I do on YouTube and Facebook. So I have something to admit. I told you that I'm doing this live video because I got a new iPhone, but the real reason I'm here is because I just went to this bakery and it was really good. I tried to do a live video inside there, but it was really like packed. It wasn't quite live video friendly, but really great place. I'll pop up. It's called Bench Flour Bakers. And I had a cold brew coffee and a coffee cake. They're known for their breakfast sandwiches, but that coffee cake just looks so good. And there is highly recommended. It's here all the way in Astoria. 43-18 Astoria, Queens. Let's zoom in. Let's go this way. Lauren says, coffee cake. Ooh, it was so soft. One of the better cakes I've tried in New York City. Really soft. The coffee taste wasn't that intense. Sometimes coffee cakes can also be very grainy and kind of drier. This one was very moist coffee cake. Really moist. And I enjoyed it. Yeah, it was a really good experience. I wish I could share it with all of you. But sometimes certain places are not so live video friendly. Hey! Our Gyro says, you're in my hood. Are you Greek? Or Gyro? Thank you so much for tuning in. Chrissy says, coffee cake is my favorite treat. Cynthia says, good afternoon. Thank you so much. What did you get? The iPhone Pro Max? Says Mo. Yes, I did. iPhone Pro Max. And from Donegal. And welcome. Can't wait to one day go to Donegal in Ireland. Are you stopping by LIC Gantry Park? I don't think today, no. George, nice to see you here. Hello, Danny. Hello, Sue, Joe. Argiro says, yes, today is also Greek Independence Day. Argiro. Ooh, that's really cool. For anyone tuning in, let me know right now who saw the Greek live videos, or if you have been following from TikTok, who saw just in general any of my Greek videos. Because maybe I'm gonna show you a cool surprise as we walk through this neighborhood. I can't go do 15x. I hope they update the app. So our men in Volterra and Kay, Susie, Vivos as well, Kalispera, right? Is it Kalimera or Kalispera? I get them confused, but it's one of those. This is a Greek neighborhood already for 50 years or so, maybe a little bit longer. And there's a very strong Greek identity here. And I recently found out that one of the top chains for frappe in beautiful Greece is here. It's not Coffee Island, but it's the other one that's very popular. And this one's more popular in the Greek countryside and also in Thessaloniki. And that's Mikel. Mikel is actually here now in Astoria, Queens. So I could get myself a proper Greek frappe. And not the Americanized version where they put like Nescafe and a bunch of sugar and milk and things like that. No. I want a proper frappe espresso. So Mikel is actually here. I mean, there might be a different pronunciation in Greek, but it's Mikel, yes. Chris says, Kalispera, yes. Hey, 21, awesome. Nice to see you here. Doreen says also an Italian neighborhood. It might have been associated with Italian, yeah, quite a while back. The associations are not that strong with Italy. But of course, there's always Italian-American places all around. Some houses right over here. We're walking in a typical residential street here in Astoria, Queens. Our family was the only Hispanics near Astoria Park. Yeah, wow, Joe. You know, that's actually surprising to hear. Nowadays, Astoria is losing somewhat that Greek identity. Greeks, of course, have been moving on up and moving to other places, suburbs around the city. And unfortunately, that Greek identity is disappearing, but not so fast, luckily. And hopefully it'll stay with newer Greek immigrants coming in. However, a lot of South Americans have been moving in. And South Americans used to congregate usually around Jackson Heights, Queens, where I grew up. And that has been quickly changing. And of course, you also have young urban professionals moving in here, and young artists. Hey, girl in the curl, nice to see you here. Uh-oh. Sidewalk closed. Use the other side. Umair says, stay curious, my friends. Umair, thank you so much for tuning in. Umair is saying my tagline on my short videos. A lot of Indians moved there, says Joe. Oh, really? Yeah. Indians also congregated mostly around Jackson Heights, and then that changed. Indians are moving into many parts of Queens, into Nassau County and New Jersey as well. Sean says, hey, video quality looks amazeballs. Awesome sauce. That's really cool to hear. Amazeballs. Great lingo. So slam that like button right now. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Let me know, has it been steady this entire time? We are in 5G. I think to truly test the 5G capabilities, I have to jump on a moving vehicle. That's where 5G could really perform poorly on. But let me know, how's the video quality? It's a mix of 5G and the new iPhone. So hopefully it's all super HD. So HD that you feel like you're here, basically. Chrissy, tuning in from Montreal. Chrissy, please send me a Montreal bagel. I miss them. Gabrielle is coming to New York City in 2 weeks. That's amazing. Better reception than England, says Joe. Indeed, Joe, indeed. I did not have 5G in England because I only had the iPhone 11 Pro. And they introduced 5G on the 13 models, and now moving forward I assume they're going to use it all the time. Hannah says, is it the iPhone 13 Pro Max to the extreme, 1 terabyte? Yes. Here. Oh no, Dory, no. Okay, but all good now. That's awesome to hear. Norden says, yes, good picture. I've done a week in Montreal. Those videos unfortunately are probably no longer up. They were on Facebook. Facebook, there was a great cleansing of live videos, unfortunately. Or maybe one day back. Here's an old public school. It was built in 1917. The clouds look amazing. Oh yeah, they do, Doreen. Wow. Hey, Ricky, nice to see you here. Sharon says it's intermittently breaking up every now and then. No. That's the one thing I'm afraid of with 5G. So if people don't know, here's a very overly simplified explanation between 4G and 5G. 5G is many, many times faster than 4G, both upload and download. And it's a gigantic difference. So you can play back 4K videos if you wanted to, watching Netflix on your phone. However, 4G antennas, which are huge antennas, can extend many, many miles. And you're basically only switching between antennas maybe every 30, 40 minutes or so, an hour of walking. If you're on a car, maybe you're switching every 20 minutes, 10 minutes, probably around 20 minutes. You're switching between antennas. And when you switch between antennas, there is a slight disruption in service. The further away you're from the antenna, the slower the connection is going to be. But again, these antennas extend for miles. But 5G is different. 5G, the antennas. Hey,
do you have a YouTube channel?
I do. Yeah.
What is it?
It's Urbanist Exploring Cities.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll subscribe.
Yeah. Thank you. Have a good day. The kid ran. It surprised me. He ran behind me. So 5G, for whom the bell tolls. The bell tolls for 4G. The final death knell for 4G has come. So 5G has smaller antennas with a much shorter radius, and sometimes the radius is only a few city blocks. So the problem with 5G that a lot of people are protesting is that you gotta build a lot of antennas, hundreds of them in any given city. And then, of course, in the countryside, same thing, even more. So you'll need so many antennas. And the main concern with that when it comes to live video is that since you're constantly switching between antennas, if the switch is so consistent, there might be more disruptions in service. That's one risk, but of course, technology always gets better in that regard. So that's why 5G, I've been hesitant for the past few years to upgrade. Yeah. So here's a cool church. Who wants to check it out? Let me know. That's St. Joe's Church. Oh, cool. Bus here, QE2. Hannah says, I recently upgraded from the 11 to the 13. Can let you know what 5G is like in England. Please do let me know, Hannah. All right, let's check out the church. I'll tell you another reason why I'm hesitant to upgrade, but after this. of Catania. But why? I've never seen that before. If anyone can search it up. Press? I can't tell. Oh yeah, oh that's why. Look at the breast cancer. That's why. Wow, beautiful. So cool. Oh, there's Guadalupe. That's Juan Diego. Juan Diego and Guadalupe from the live stream I did in Mexico City. And the bouquet of flowers that were from Spain in this tilma, the cactus fiber cloak. Wow, his eyes look so realistic. Also, there's eyelashes. Wow. Wow. That was really fun. That was a lot of fun. The iPhone has a little bit of trouble focusing, but that was a lot of fun going inside that church. Always recommend going to churches, they're so cool. And you could do that, as I mentioned, many Western European and North American countries, you can just stroll to any church. Chair test says, it did look comfy. Yeah, they seem to have good chairs there. But Andretta says, cool church. Yeah, cool church. Thank you everyone for putting the explanation of who the saint was with the severed breasts. Martin, thank you so much for 200 stars. Stars are worth double through the 1st of April, so we'll only have a few days. So thank you so much for sending those stars over here to Urbanist. We have a new stars goal. If we reach that goal, I'll be showing you awesome places in Europe, best of Europe, in early summer. Quarter Water says nothing holy about that fraudulent display. Oh no, Quarter Water. This is an interesting little building over here with a... so interesting with the... What is that? What would you call that? It's not a turret because there's no window in there. There's no place you can walk into. Lauren, thank you so much for 200 stars as well. Stars are worth double, so thank you so much for the stars. And every reel you watch on Facebook, which are the short videos, I also end up getting bonuses. So Facebook is giving me a lot of bonuses all around. So thank you so much everyone for tuning into the reels on Facebook and for stars. And AAP says it's a cell tower, 6G. It could be. I mean, they could make it into one if they wanted to. Alex says, did I miss the announcement? Rest of Europe? The best of Europe. No announcement yet. That's for summer. Hey Fang, nice to see you here. Hello Roy. And Glenn, welcome. Ooh, we have a key food.
Hey man, what's your YouTube channel?
It's called Urbanist, Exploring Cities. Yeah,
thank you.
over there. It was another kid asking for the YouTube. Though that one asked a little bit more suspect. Not sure why he was asking, but nonetheless, let's continue walking around. Jeannie, nice to see you here. Thank you so much for the stars. Pandajota says, I hear Greece, France, and Spain, says Pandajotas. No set plans yet. Hey, how's it going? This looks like Grand Street in Williamsburg. It kind of does, yeah. Grand Street is a bit more hustle and bustle than Astoria. Astoria gets more hustle and bustle during the weekends. Jeannie, thank you so much for 300 stars. So pro tip, everyone, if you see a favorite YouTuber or TikToker or someone you know, a friend or a family member, or a celebrity, and you really have the courage to say hi, don't say hi from behind. I've already got said hi twice today from behind. It's not the most pleasant thing. So pro tip, do not say hi to someone from behind. Regardless of the culture. Christine, nice to see you here. I love the architecture. Sometimes you gotta really stop and just admire the architecture of these buildings here, the row houses. A lot of them, of course, were built in the 1920s or 30s or so. I'm guesstimating, so I don't know 100% for sure. But they have these cool elements to them. Alex says from above is okay. Yeah, technically yes. Technically yes. Oscar from Puerto Rico, bienvenidos. Terrific brickwork on that building, says Gregory. Yep, I agree. Great brickwork, and the entire row of houses here have the same brickwork. So let's take a peek. Bob says the joys of being famous, not only to people you don't know personally, even to people you know personally. Don't approach a friend or a family member from behind in public. Star party, we have a star party enabled. Thank you everyone for. Interesting thing about Astoria, Queens is the blocks are super long. Some people might call this neighborhood a Steinway. But look how long the blocks are. If you're walking in the residential streets here, it might feel like a pain because you end up like thinking, when is this block going to end? Joe said, I have a girlfriend that lived in this block. Oh, cool, Joe. It looks like pastel, says Adri. The building? Kind of, yeah. Sebastian, thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome. Sebastian from Argentina, bienvenidos. So a lot of restaurants and bars all around here. This is a very vibrant area to have some great bites. As I mentioned towards the beginning, there was an amazing bakery in the middle of a residential block close to the industrial area, and it was really cool to just go there. But all around here, bakeries, cafes, coffee shops. There's the classic American bakeries, but there are also Greek bakeries here. There's restaurants, clubs. This is also a very popular area for nightclubs, which we might see a little bit further down. Dave says, nice to see you here. Thank you so much, Dave. Yeah. So another reason I ended up getting the iPhone was because of it now has 1 terabyte of memory. So if you don't know, I make a whole lot of short videos now. I'm posting on all 3 platforms. TikTok, Ariel Vieira, Facebook, Urbanist Live, and YouTube, Urbanist Exploring Cities. Fortunately, YouTube is still 1 minute maximum, so I'm not posting all of them yet on YouTube. However, that takes a whole lot of filming and editing. And I used to film all my videos in 4K, and it completely filled up my iPhone 11 Pro. That was 512 gigabytes. That I have to edit them, and when you edit them, you're basically making copies of the videos, and then there's a lot of other assets, photos, images, extra historical footage, and also music, and all of that is a whole lot of memory. So I'm so glad to have now 1 terabyte of data of hard drive on my iPhone, so now I can film all the videos. Christopher Walken, the actor's bakery, was there. Christopher Walken, yes, he grew up here, I think. Yeah, he's from Astoria, but does he have a bakery? AAP, do let me know. Keenan, nice to see you here. Welcome, Keenan. Lots of city bikes all around here. So here, you're walking distance to subway stops, but to get into this area of the neighborhood, it's gonna take you a while. It's about 30-40 minutes walking from the subway stop. You can catch a bus, but if you want to explore a neighborhood like Astoria, it might be worth getting a city bike. And now there's electrical city bikes, so you can choose ones, which will be a little bit faster. I'm not sure if there's a price difference. I don't think so. Let's see. No, there's no price difference. Yeah, autofocus sucks with the iPhone 13 on live video. Mari says, oh my god, the weather's getting better. Finally, we can hit the pavement. Mari says, welcome to our beautiful NYC. Glad to be back. Patty says, I'm sure most people do not approach people from behind. You'll be surprised, Patty. You'll be surprised. It seems like 5G doesn't work too well. Do let me know, Sebastian. What is the issue you're seeing? Is it intermittent breakups? How much does the gasoline cost? A lot, a fortune. $439 per gallon. From England, looking so fresh. I am not from England. I'm originally from New York City. I'm glad you enjoy my England. Slight stuttering. Uh-oh. I gotta replay this video. Tammany says Oregon has you beat for gas prices. Indeed it does, yeah. I want to try a good donut. Oh, I can use a donut. Sometimes in life one can use a donut. Maybe these guys are open. Michael says, show what area was in the 1910s. All around New York. New York rapidly developed in that era, between the 1870s to all the way to about the 1960s. New York was in rapid development. So you'll see a lot of structures just in general walking around from the 1910s. Hey, how's it going?
You here for pickup?
No, just to buy. Oh.
At the window.
Oh, at the window. Oh, perfect. Okay. Do you have the sourdough donut still? No, just the oats. Okay. I'll have the old-fashioned, please. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you. Cool sticker.
Okay, so I'm ordering some Jonah Diva stickers. How many should I get?
Thank you so much.
All right.
Have a good day.
You too.
So cool donuts that they have. There's a place called Comfortland. They also have fried chicken and things like that. They gave me this cool sticker. So they used to have an old-fashioned sourdough donut. It's not the best seating arrangement because of the bright light behind me. Now it's getting cool. Luckily I have a jacket. So I was going to order a sourdough donut. That is made with sourdough. similar to what the English do with their donuts. But unfortunately, they only had the not old-fashioned, but basically old-fashioned with cinnamon, which is still good. Still good. Let's try it out. This is one of the best donuts, in my opinion, in New York City. It's underrated. If you go to any donut listicle, usually it's not on here. So everyone, you're getting the scoop on one of the best donuts in New York, in my opinion, in my professional experience. 5 years of eating donuts. It has gotten me the beautiful model figure that I have today. And also bestowed upon. Look at that. Ooh, this is gonna get messy with all this. That beautiful donut, huge, massive, gigantic, fluffy, perfectly crispy on the outside, stuffed with sugar, lots of cinnamon. Oh my god, that's amazing. Let's try this out. Hey, Shahid says, wow, eat it. Hey, Laureen, nice to see you here. Laureen, welcome. Ariel is 10/10 on fashion once again. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Tammany. So a lot of people ask me, hey, Ariel, how do you stay in such great shape? How can you walk 10 miles a day? This, ladies and gentlemen, is the key. Wow. Oh my god. Look at that. This is the key to a great donut, is that so you got that crunch from all the surrounding outside area fried. But the inside you gotta have that fluffy, super fluffy, not dense, because dense is a low quality donut, or it starts veering into cake territory. But you don't also want it too moist, because you don't want a sponge cake in your donut. You just have to have perfectly fluffy, just right balance of fluffiness. Not too airy, because then that veers to croissant territory. And this is one of the great donuts meant for dipping. This is a truly dip-worthy donut. Adri says it's delicious. It's grandma style. It is, yeah. It's old-fashioned. Has a very kind of plain taste to it. It's good. Just a little bit of the sugary from the outside. But you taste that beautiful fried doughiness. It's like some of the best Italian pastries, like a zeppelin, a zepp. It has that beautiful fried dough taste to it. Wow. Susie says, did you get coffee? Please dip. I'm tempted to get coffee. There's a big donut, and this donut deserves to be dipped. Some donuts deserve to be dipped. Looks like a fried slice, says Ricky. Okay, I'm gonna save the rest for later if we find a coffee. If we find, we'll definitely find coffee here. AAPC says, please no double dunking. Well, it depends if you're sharing it with someone. If it's your own coffee and your own donut, you could double, triple, quadruple dunk as much as you want. Camilla says, let's just start cooking pizza. Joe says, donuts. like Homer Simpson. I do not do impressions, Joe. No impressions whatsoever. Not allowed on this show. Food with donuts. They have coffee there. I would get the coffee there, says Susie. These guys do New Orleans style, which is good. Highly, highly acidic. It's a very strong coffee. So if you like your Cuban style, your Colombian style coffees, or your Sicilian style coffees, or like Naples style coffees, like those very strong dark coffees, this is a good place. They do New Orleans style coffee. Not espresso, but filter. Very, very strong taste. Usually you'll need milk with it. George says this channel's all about business. No shenanigans. No shenanigans allowed on this channel. No. Chicory. Yep, they do it with chicory. Chicory is a beautiful. It's like a wood, and ends up getting a sweet taste to it without using sugar. Tuba says, hello, how are you? Oh my god, looking so handsome. Thank you so much, Tuba. Assalamu alaikum. So everyone, as you've been seeing with the night updates, I'll be going back to a regular schedule this April. Thursdays through Fridays at 4 p.m. New York City time. But new places will be featured. Where will I be going? Well, stay tuned. Perhaps I'll announce it, perhaps not. You just have to stay tuned on April. Those will start the second week of April. The Slav says, okay, focus people, this is serious. Yeah, this is serious. My backpack is too filled up because I brought a jacket with me, which I didn't fully need. I'll carry around the donut. First world problems, ladies and gentlemen, carrying on a donut. Sometimes a donut can be quite a burden. Maybe I'll wear my jacket. Camilla says, are you coming to France? Stay tuned. I'll be showing somewhere awesome. It won't be Europe though. It'll be in the US. Cool parts in the US. Stay tuned. This April. 2 cities will be featured in the US. Michael says, what's in the bag? This jacket. All right, now I got space for the donut. Susie says, ooh, so exciting. Indeed. It's 1:33 p.m. in the afternoon. It is indeed, yeah. And their fried chicken sandwiches are amazing as well. If you like your super strong coffee as well, Comfortland. Let's continue walking around. A lot of people are making guesses. LA, San Fran, Philly, DC, Boston, Lincoln, Nebraska. Ooh, that's a good guess. Uh-oh, someone's getting close. Lincoln, Nebraska. How did you ever find out? Someone says Billings, Idaho. Oh my god. Oh my god. Are you guys reading? Computer. How did you know I was going to Billings? Boise? Oh wow. Oh no. Michael says, is this a herringbone? This is what you would call a houndstooth? Houndstooth? So there's a lot of great coffee shops here. There is a Kinship right over here. Great coffee shop. Let me zoom in. I'm not going there today. I featured it before here in Steinway Street. AAP says Nashville, Milwaukee. Indeed, Nashville. Kay says just give in and go to Ireland. Michael says I love you. Michael, I'm glad you love the show. Mark says Italy and Texas. Italy, Texas. Ooh, Paris, Texas. Another compelling location. Susie says, oh, finally, the Atlantic City, New Jersey videos are coming. Xpez says, nice name for a coffee shop. It is. Nicole says, will we have a philosophical chat next week? We will. April 1st, April Fool's Day. I'll announce the time. Probably later in the day. Later at night. Panajotis recommends turning switch. Would that be advisable? Panajotis, thank you so much for the pro tip. Someone did a wheelie. Thank you so much for a pro tip. Would that be advisable? Because is there that many 5G antennas? I gotta try it out. Lois says, do you use your PayPal address? I do have a PayPal. I'll pull it up right here. The wind sounds worse than it looks, says Keenan. It's not that windy. If you're looking for New Orleans style food for land, there's also Sugar Freak. I recommend it. Great jambalaya here and other great Cajun bites. Daniel says, does it seem windy here? Not windy. I'm surprised there's wind being picked up by the mic. I think these microphones are more exposed than iPhone 11. There's a Bohemian Hall and Beer Garden, says AAP. Yes. AP, yes. There's the oldest continuously running beer Bohemian Beer Garden. B. Chris says, is the average American addicted to sugar or coffee? Both. Coffee should be the most consumed drug right now in America. And yes, coffee is a psychoactive drug. This is another cafe called Gossip. But let's go to a different place. And Americans, yes, are indeed addicted to sugar. We basically put sugar in every single food that ever exists. Anything and everything has sugar on it. Maybe coffee itself. Maybe tuna. Yes, we put sugar in our tuna. We put sugar on our burgers with ketchup and mayonnaise. A lot of the mayonnaise is made here also have sugar. Mayonnaise does not need sugar necessarily, but we put it on anyway. We put sugar on the sushi, which is common, but I think we put more sugar on the sushi than Japanese do, because Japanese put just a touch of sugar. Bagels might have sugar. Cream cheese might have sugar. Many cheeses might have sugar. Panajotza says, sugar on tuna? Yeah! Look at the ingredients of tuna you buy at the store. That's not in the can. The can comes with salt, but the other ones have sugar. Marina says, I just saw Burrito Grill. Ooh. New buildings here. Susie says, I have a terrible sweet tooth. I had to go cold turkey. So, if you are in America and you struggle with sugar intake, just read the labels. A lot of our foods where you don't need sugar have sugar. As I mentioned, even tuna salad, if you buy at the supermarket, has sugar. Chicken that you might buy that's like a pre-made chicken also has sugar. Even the rotisserie chickens at Costco have sugar. A lot of things have sugar where you don't need any sugar whatsoever. You don't need to put sugar on your burger, for example. You don't need to buy a mayonnaise with sugar. Mayonnaise does not taste better necessarily with sugar. I've tried many mayonnaise without sugar, and it's really good. So here in America, we just put sugar on everything. If you eliminate the sugar from those things that don't need sugar, then eating a pastry is not going to kill you. It's not going to change anything. And that's why I consume pastries freely. I just eliminated, here in America, I just eliminated sugar from all the parts of my diet. I don't buy bread with sugar. I don't buy tuna with sugar. I don't buy ham with sugars. I don't buy bacon with sugar. Cheese. The list goes on and on and on and on. There's so many things with sugar here. If you would just eliminate that, and it's possible, especially in major cities that have good access to good quality ingredients, produce, and packaged foods, you can find alternatives where they don't have sugar on their ingredients. And that's where you can freely eat all the pastries and the donuts you ever wanted. I eat sugar with intention. Peanut butter sugar, Stephanie. Yep. All right, everyone. Here it is, Mikel. Mikel is a brand in Greece, and let's try a frappe espresso. I guess they have taken Greek style to heart because they took their sweet time. I mean, they didn't delay. They weren't slagging, but they were taking their sweet time. Hey, is Kay tuning in? Kay, are you still tuning in on Facebook? I'm not sure if you still have the ability to remove someone, but if you could remove that person that's spamming, please no spam on any of the chats. Otherwise, you will be removed. I think this person that's spamming on Facebook is not even watching the video. So here's a Freddo Espresso. I like the cup. This is the first one apparently in the US. That's what they said. And they're opening up a second location in Ditmas Boulevard. So that one is interesting that they're already expanding. This opened only 6 months ago. Okay, so Freddo Espresso, if you don't remember what it is, it's espresso poured over ice and then whipped and then served over ice again. So you end up getting kind of the best way you can make a iced Americano, I think, in my opinion. It's really interesting. Keenan, thank you so much for the 100 stars. So it comes very frothy because it's whipped. It's pure espresso. There's no milk in here, no sugar either, but it comes very whipped. Keenan says, Marina says, I predict sky-high coffee prices. Oh no. Well, I hope they don't come sky-high soon. I'm going to, a city I'm going to cover is a very important coffee city. Hey, Vislav says, you said Greek, right? Yep, I did say Greek. It's a type of drink to really take your sweet time with. It might look short, but the thing is, as that foam starts to melt, you end up getting more drink, and that's why the Greeks take their super sweet time drinking a Freddo Espresso. Of course, I'm generalizing, but that was what the Greeks themselves told me in Greece. So let's try it out. It feels so good. Oh my God, this brings me back to the sunny streets of Athens. Ooh. This tastes more like the Freddo Espresso I encountered in Thessaloniki. Oh, it brings me back to that waterfront Thessaloniki. Oh, wow, that's so good. Very strong flavor. It has a very chocolatey taste to it. So it's more like Italian espresso. And the fact that it is brewed over ice, it doesn't quite have that strong acidity that you would have with the iced Americano, which is basically espresso not brewed directly over ice, but and then that's it, you pour water into it. It's not the best. Iced Americano, in my opinion, is not really good. This is the best way to have espresso cooled down. So you end up getting that beautiful frothiness. And of course you get that hint of acidity that you're not gonna get with cold brew. Ooh. Oh, so good. George says, I saw a UFO in Athens. I don't think I did. Maybe it was a joke, but I don't think I did. I don't recall seeing a UFO in Athens, at least. And we love our coffee here in the PMW, says Lisa. Oh, yeah. And good coffee, nice clue, says Isabel. I will be dropping hints as to where I'm going in these random live streams. I'm starting to, the first scheduled live stream is going to be 4 p.m. New York City time on April 1st. I won't be into this said new city until the second week of April. but I'll be dropping hints very slowly but surely of where I'm going. You already have 2 hints. Carmen says looking good. You need a Ozu Anist. That's right, AAP. Ozu, which is the liquor. BBH says it brings you back memories. It does indeed. Yeah. Bella says Ariel looking handsome as always. Thank you so much, Bella. I appreciate that. Thank you. It's the beautiful donut diet. You remember this. Will you be in full prank mode? Says bring a rain jacket, says Lisa. Stay tuned, everyone. I'll let you know more hints as to where I'm going. It'll be interesting cities. It'll be interesting cities. I'll say that. Oh, it's like I think I'm going to the Sheffields of the U.S. That's where I'm going. I'm going to the Sheffields and the Birminghams of the U.S. Tasman says Ariel's always elegant. Bella says I love a good donut diet. It's very good. Okay, so let's wait for this to melt a little bit, then I'll dip it into the donut. Let me know if you have any questions, concerns, comments, inquiries, any complaints or grievances, or transcendental thoughts. Do let me know. Pablo says Buffalo, New York. Kaz says hello. Hello, Kaz. Welcome. Nice to see you here. Kumusta ka? AP saying to different people. Benjo, kumusta ka? So right now, my top viewership on TikTok, I still have no reason, I have no idea why, my top viewership in TikTok is Philippines. It has bested the US. The US is now number 3 on my TikTok. It's Philippines, UK, and then the US. I never thought the US would be bested on my TikTok since I got very popular here in New York. So welcome, Filipinos, tuning in on my TikTok, and maybe some of you have come on to my YouTube as well. Mater says the royal family was a hit. Isabel says I missed it. What did you order again? Freddo Espresso, which is cold espresso. Cold espresso whipped. You can get another. I send you a refill for Seattle on the PayPal, says AAP. I'm not sure what you're talking about, AAP, in terms of that location. Don't know. Obviously, I'm going to Lincoln, Nebraska. I think it's pretty obvious at this point that I will be showing all of you the beauties of Lincoln, Nebraska. But AAP, thank you so much for the PayPal. I appreciate that. Janice says, Janice, oh yeah, you're a fellow. Oh, thank you so much, Janice. Mahal kita. He says, Fatty, I was joking around. I never respond to complaints. Never. only compliments and very nice things. Max says, well, I'm trying to say, Ariel, is that you look like $1,000,000. Thank you so much. Go to Vegas, says Debbie. Maybe. But I mean, isn't it obvious I'm going to Lincoln, Nebraska? Beautiful Lincoln. I'm gonna show you the wonders the historic landmarks of Lincoln, Nebraska. To all the Nebraskans out there, I mean that in good fun. I'm sure Lincoln does have some cool things. Najee, salam alaikum. Nice to see you here. Oh, Leela says, I believe you're going to Eloy, Arizona. Uh-oh. How can you tell? Vislav says all of his future live streams will be in Lincoln, Nebraska. Yep, that's where I'm moving to. You should go to Four Corners, says Raz. Is that a cafe here in Astoria? Or is that, oh, that's a geographical location in the US where you can step in four states at the same time. Patty says, I love your coat. Oh, thank you so much, Patty. Got Suterus out this morning. Able to see you better now. Oh, everyone. Susan is back. Susan is back. Mega urbanist and also awesome moderator on YouTube and Twitch. Susan, thank you so much for tuning in again. Susan has recovered. She went through some surgery. She was only able to listen for about a week. But luckily now she can see a little bit of the broadcast, and that is awesome. Round of hearts to Susan, who's been tuning in for quite a while. And of course is loyal mega urbanist and moderator. Go to Athens and not in Greece, says Panajotis. Oh yeah, there is an Athens, Georgia here, which I've never heard, which I don't know too much about. All right, let me dip this. Let's see. And it says, nice to see you exploring other cities in the U.S. Oh yeah, it's going to be quite a doozy, as they say here in the U.S. We're gonna learn cool American lingo. All right, let's dip. I'm gonna get sunburn sitting here. Not fit. As the great lawyer of O.J. Simpson said, if it does not fit, you must acquit. But we are not acquitting. Uh-oh. I have an entire piece that fell down there. There we go. Look at that. Susie says the coffee is too dip to dip. Yeah, coffee is very thick. When it comes to dipping, it might be better to do it either via Americano, a cold brew, or a filter coffee. And the problem is this donut is falling apart. That's a good combination. Oh my god, I must say. Wow. That is a very good combination. Wow. Camilla says, you look like James Bond, but in a good way. Does James Bond ever look like in a bad way? Thank you so much, Camilla. That is really good. Wow. That is amazing. Randy says, oh wow, difference. Yeah, huge difference. Let me sit in the shade. The geese are coming back. Spring is in the air, says Carmen. It is indeed. Donut with ice cream coffee. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, George, that's right. Camilla says, what a sugar moment. Panajota says it cuts the sweetness. It does cut the sweetness since there's no sugar in this Freddo espresso. It does cut the sweetness. I also love the coffee cup. It's like a coffee wonderland, and they did it New York style. Look at that. I like this. Greek company is adopting New York things into their menu, also in their pastries. That is awesome. Miss Lobb says, I was referring to Ariel's stream, not my bad. It was Cambridge. Yeah, Cambridge is where I went on a boat ride called punting. I also did a boat ride in Kilkenny, but that was not punting. That was a regular boat. That's quite a fun cup. Yes, I agree. We have the Statue of Liberty, we have a Ferris wheel, we have a camel, and the Egyptian pyramids. Is Mikel also in Egypt? Let me know. Anyone who's been to Egypt. And we have some flying donuts with flying coffee beans. Now that's a UFO I would like to see. And it's good because this is both hot and for cold coffees. It's just good that it doubles because it has a huge straw hole as well. It's a piece of art, that coffee cup. It is, yeah. And Isabel says, can I find ceramic cup version of the classic New York City coffee cup? We were talking about the Ancora? Is it called Ancora? I think. Ancora coffee cup, which is the classic coffee cup with the Greek design in New York City. Yeah, you can find ceramic versions. The best place to find a ceramic version, I think, is the New York Transit Museum gift shop at Grand Central Terminal, or the one attached to the museum in Brooklyn. That might be the best place. There might be others all around the city. Knick-Knack stores in Williamsburg, Brooklyn has them. And I think they're good quality. I think if you buy them from the souvenir shops in Times Square, it might not be the best quality. So I've always wanted that coffee cup as well. I never actually got in the classic New York City Greek coffee cup. And I barely have shown it because I don't go to bodegas for my coffee. Patty says, I'm having an espresso with some anise right now. Ooh, cool. Isabel says, thank you, I'll let them know. Yes, pro tip, one of the best souvenir shops is the New York Transit Museum souvenir shop in downtown Manhattan, right by the ferry to Statue of Liberty, Grand Central Terminal, or the museum in downtown Brooklyn. Or you can check out Strand Bookstore, usually has cool souvenirs. They might have cool coffee cups as well. Lorraine says, I was just gifted a whole bag of those cups. Oh, cool, Lorraine. Someone gave you the like cardboard ones? That's awesome. Hey, Miss Law says, I shouted Max Headroom when he went under the Rumi Bridge. He had to be there. Ah, you're referring to the punting in Cambridge. Alex says, is there a guru chat coming up? I am not a guru, unless if you buy my $5,000 course on how to become TikTok famous in 5 steps or less. $5,000. Then I can be your guru. No, I don't do guru chats. You might be referring to the philosophical chats, and that's Friday afternoon, Friday evening. There'll be a live stream at 4 p.m. on April 1st, and then later that Friday there'll be a philosophical chat. I'll announce the time soon. Pablo says, Summers in Kilkenny in search of lost time. Kilkenny was amazing during September. Do you have a picture of that cup you're talking about? It says Panagiotis? No, not on me right now. But it's a classic Greek cup. Just search New York City coffee cup. It'll pop up on Google. Alright, I'm gonna have one more bite of this. I can't have too much donut. This one has a lot of sugar. I wish there was no sugar on this. I would scrum it up so quickly. Hey Susie, this is said 1,000 stars. Wow, thank you so much, Mike. Stars are worth double through April 1st. Thank you so much. Kathy says, isn't today Friday? It is, but it's not the first Friday of the month. I do philosophical chats, open Q&As. You can ask me anything beyond travel, history, food, architecture. You can ask me anything beyond that. First Friday of every month, there's a special Q&A video I call a philosophical chat. Hey, Susie says, we'll help you eat it. I'm hungry. That is more like a supermarket donut to me, says Patty. I disagree, Patty. Let me know why you think so, but I highly, highly disagree. The donut might look plain, but the quality is high. Supermarket donuts they don't have this texture. At least not here in New York City. They look a lot more plain, a little bit more flatter, and a little bit more factory made. Susie, I hope you're doing well. Patty says, I am from New York. Yeah, I agree with you. I disagree with you. But thank you for sharing, yeah. Susie says, that donut is a bit like yourself, man. Take the train to Roosevelt Island, see the cherry blossoms, says AAP. Yeah, the cherry blossoms do sound interesting. I might go at some point in the near future. Wow, I'm so glad I had this. I haven't had this in a while. Are you going to the Macy's flower show? Okay, yeah, that's soon, March 27th. So I think, yeah, soon, this weekend, maybe. Usually they buy a donut after the donut's done. I do have to wash my hands. It had a lot of sugar, so it gets greasy. So I'm using some water to soak my hands and a napkin. Yvette, nice to see you here. Kelly says, what is the Macy's Flower Show? Macy's Flower Show is a beautiful display of flowers inside Macy's Herald Square, which is the largest Macy's in the US. And that Macy's also has dresses that are either inspired by the flowers or actually made with flowers. So it's a really, really cool display. I've shown it already 2 years in a row. So search Macy's Flower Show Urbanist, and you'll see the one from last year where I found the wedding dress of my future fiance. I already decided for her. Even though I haven't met her. You'll be jumping around with all that sugar. Joe says, nice jacket. You should change your name from urbanist to stylist. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate that. Oh, wow. Susie says, and we shop for mattresses. Wow, yeah, you're right. I am impressed with when people remember a lot of the live streams. Susie says, yeah, I remember it well. That's cool. I'm glad a lot of people remember it. That's awesome. Oh no, I ran out. That's the only downside of a Freddo Espresso as opposed to a cold brew. It goes by too quickly. Kathy says, you're manifesting. Indeed I am. She has no choice in the matter. Mater says, good to the last drop. Oh yeah. All right. I'm brimming with energy. Who wants to continue walking around? Let me know. Do you want to continue walking around this great neighborhood of Astoria, Queens / Steinway? Speak now, forever hold your peace. But I'm running out of battery. Oh no, I got 20% battery. Let's see how long 20% actually lasts. I tried to explain that to someone. They just said drink it slower, says Xpez. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could drink it slower, but you really have to drink it very slow. Kelly says, yes, continue, I'm in. All right, Kelly's in. Who else is in? Let me know who else is in to continue walking around and wandering around. Excuse me. Kay says, yes. Patty says, up to you. With 5G, not so much. Says Panajotas. Oh, is it interrupting? Has it interrupted while sitting down? MDN says, count me in. Let's go with the 20%. Do you find 5G slows your battery? I'm not sure yet. This lasted very little, 1 hour 30 minutes. And it's been pretty good, though. More tests. Truly see if 5G drains battery faster. Probably not. Isabel says, I'll come along. Hey, APOC says, great jacket. Thank you so much, APOC. George says, I hope Ariel's not going to marry Madonna. No. All right, let's continue through this great neighborhood. Queens, New York City, one of the most diverse neighborhoods in the entire world. We just had a beautiful Freddo Espresso Greek style here in the middle of New York City. Takes me right back to Thessaloniki. Coolest thing ever. Let's continue walking around. So that was Mikel Coffee Company. Mikel? Is that how? So Benedrotes, who works in engineering, says, I don't have experience from iPhone. Thank you so much for letting me know. Yeah, with a new phone, my battery should be lasting 3 hours, 3 hours and a half. It's only lasted an hour and a half. Manny says, primera vez en este café. Is this your first time in that coffee shop? Manny, yo probé este café en Grecia. Esta es una compañía de café que está por todo Grecia, mayormente en la ciudad de Salónica, en el norte, y mucha área en las afueras de las ciudades. So bien bueno, yo probé en Grecia. Esta es la primera vez que lo pruebo aquí en Nueva York. Mikel, I've tried it before in Greece. Very popular, specifically in Thessaloniki and in the outer skirts of the country, outside the cities. You'll find it, and it's really good. This is the first time I've tried it in America, and it lives up to its quality. Tomás dice, tu español es muy bueno. Felicitaciones, gracias, lo agradezco. Puedes preguntarme cualquier cosa que quieres en español. Panajota says, we don't use that coffee cup in Greece. No, that's a pure New York invention. I'm gonna see if I can seek out that coffee bodega. The carts actually are better, where they sell coffee and breakfast sandwiches. Let me know if anyone's curious in the near future, if you want to see sausage, egg, and cheese, or bacon, egg, and cheese with a streetcar coffee. Snazzy. Quite snazzy. Thank you so much. Dato, no sabía que era una compañía griega. Sí, es la primera vez que hay una compañía griega aquí. Es bien bueno que se está mudándose muchas compañías aquí internacionales, porque aquí en Queens también te puedes conseguir el McDonald's de los filipinos, Jollibee. It's great that you can find a lot of foreign companies here in New York City. For example, there's also the Filipino McDonald's Jollibee in Queens as well. Kathy says, are we close to a little lady shop who makes the empanadas? Ooh, I don't know who you are referring to. I don't know. Kathy. I would love to see a typical streetcar. It won't be American, it'll be more specifically New York breakfast. Yes. Who said that? That was Panajotas. Metalhead! Metalhead with the $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Metalhead. I appreciate you. Thank you. Tasman says, are there many Russian oligarchs living in Upper East Side? There's, yes, a lot of apartments in Billionaires Row, or a number of them, are owned by Russian oligarchs. I actually covered a ghost story, The Phantom of Gay Street. You can search it up on YouTube. Search Haunted History New York, or you can search Phantom of Gay Street on Facebook or TikTok and you'll find it. And that house actually belonged to a Russian oligarch until it was seized by the FBI. It was actually seized by the FBI. Crazy coincidence. Kay says that was the lady in the meatpacking district. Ooh, Kay, who are you referring to? I'm not sure. I passed this bagel shop earlier today. It's filled to the brim with people. Kathy says they you win. You might be referring to Hell's Kitchen. Maybe. And that was not a daughter. That was a woman who watches my live streams and just happened to know a shop owner of Dominican food. Are you referring to that? Though I don't remember meatpacking district. I don't remember. You gotta refresh my memory. But apparently there's a store here in Empanadas. If you can find it on Google, I'm curious. Let me know the intersection. Address usually does not help when telling a location to a New Yorker. Usually intersection is much better. Kay says, yes, it was Hell's Kitchen. My mistake. Okay, so did that woman open up a shop here in Astoria? Miss Dramatica says, I was super hesitant to get 5G. How do you like it? So 5G really isn't going to affect your normal internet usage. You might be able to see higher quality videos using 5G. So I think 5G is a no-brainer. There's not much need if it costs way more expensive per month to get it. There's not much need. But if it's already included in your plan, then go for it. Upgrade. I think it's not worth the money yet to upgrade. Now, when it comes to live streaming, I still have to do more testing. I gotta rewatch this live stream, see if it was steady. A lot of people are saying that it was bad service. Oh, wow. Homemade granitas. There's ice drinks with fresh fruit. What? Oh no, not made with ice. It says no preservatives, no color, no ice. Wow. Look at all that produce. Yeah. It's a store that is very brightly lit at night. That juice does look nice. I'm very full, but that juice looks amazing. So one of my favorite burritos in New York City and quesadillas is Calexico. It started as a streetcar in Soho and has since expanded to multiple restaurants. And now they have one here in Astoria. So I would recommend these guys. They're really good, especially their quesadilla. Okay, I had to pause because of music. Maureen is tuning in. Maureen says, hey Ariel, just received your card from the London Transit Museum. Loved it. Thank you so much. Maureen, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'm so glad the postcard arrived. That's awesome to hear. Let's take a train. Let me take a train like two stops. Okay, there was some music. One thing I don't miss from New York is the constant music. I think this is it. Isabel received her postcard as well. Isabel, so glad people are receiving their March postcards. Oh no.
Attention everyone. W trains are not running between 57th Street, 7th Avenue, and Denmark Boulevard. W trains are running on the Q line between 57th Street, 7th Avenue, and 96th Street. As an alternative, take the M train.
Okay, that's really annoying. Subway service is not running here on this stop towards Manhattan. When that ever happens, you have to do mostly one thing. Take the subway stop the opposite direction to one of the major stops. Might be 1, 2, or 3 stops maximum. And then you can transfer back and go the other direction. So that's what you usually have to do. I'm not going to do that at this moment because it's not worth it at all. Because I just wanted to take it for like 2 stops. But yeah, just keep that in mind. It kind of sucks when that happens. But all you got to do is just ride the train a stop or 2 and then come back. So let's walk a little bit more around the neighborhood. Right. No worries. Susie says that you have to pay. I did, but I have a unlimited Metro card. So the card that you get here in New York City is called the Metro card. It's the New York version of the Oyster card. Not as robust as the Oyster card though. And you can get unlimited for $33 per week. And that's what I usually use. And you can ride as many trains and buses as you would like. George says this is the last straw for Ariel. He's going back to Europe. Hey, Oleg. Oleg from Ukraine, a different Oleg, tuning in from on Facebook. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you're doing well, Oleg. This is a different Oleg, Oleg O. We also have Oleg Z. Lorraine says, I need to return to NYC before my Metro card expires. Well, don't worry about the Metro card. It's only $1. It's not like the Oyster card. Oyster card costs expensive. That's like £5 or something like that. Hi, nice to see you here. Hi, we're not going to talk about this topic specifically, but hope you're doing well in Denmark. Dwayne says from Edmonton, Alberta. Another pro tip, if you are exploring Queens on a weekday, 3 p.m. gets really hectic in the subways in this area of Queens, because there's a lot of kids that come out of school and they're very, very loud. Very, very loud. There won't be a nuisance beyond that, but if you don't want to be surrounded by a bunch of loud kids and they're quite rowdy, do avoid the rush hour of kids at 3 p.m. in these parts of northern Queens, because sometimes it can get a little bit annoying, in my opinion. But kids will be kids. Alice Woodard from Colorado. Thank you so much for tuning in. Lorraine says, I think I paid almost $20. I wasn't MetroCard savvy. You might have paid $20 for trips, but the actual card itself only costs $1. Lorraine says, not like going to the beach to Long Island costs almost $20. It does indeed. Is that the Irish coat? Says Anne. Yes, it is one of 2 coats I bought in Ireland. But ironically, they're not Irish companies. This is an Italian company. Gary says the kids should be handed big bits of toffee as they leave school. I mentioned that because, you know, kids, as opposed to maybe parts of Western Europe, kids here are very loud. They're very rowdy. Sirius, hello from Finland. Nice to see you here. Do remind me how to say hello in Finnish. I miss Finland. I can't wait to go back. I hope the war ends in the Ukraine and does not spill over to other parts of Eastern Europe, because I do miss a lot of those countries that border Russia and Ukraine. I miss going to Finland. I want to go back to Budapest. I would love to at least go a weekend to Bucharest again, and at some point also visit Poland. Hey, Oleg says, New York is always amazing. I watch a lot of videos about your city. We have a war going on in Ukraine. I saw people go out to support in Manhattan. I cried. It's so touching. Thank you, New Yorkers, for your support. Yeah, Oleg, hope you're safe. Hope you can find safety. I'm glad the New York videos are bringing some type of solace. Yes, there's a lot of support. Let's not no one get into the politics, but yes, there's a lot of support here. And there's people flying the Ukrainian flag. New York has always had a large Ukrainian population, and some of the best food, in my opinion, in New York is Ukrainian, like Veselka in the East Village. You can't go wrong with a good Ukrainian pierogi. So hopefully all gets better soon for Ukrainians and for the world in general. Barbara, hey Barbara, thank you so much for tuning in. Says, I would like to go to these countries. Yeah, it'd be nice to go to those countries. Tasman says, you were in Bucharest. There's nothing interesting to see. Tasman, I appreciate you. We have people who tune in, who, of course, the world is made out of colors, but I have to acknowledge, I have to point out this comment, because this is exactly what prevented me from having a good time in Bucharest. I was invited to Bucharest by the tourism board, and they were very nice people by all means, but they had a very low opinion of their city. And they told me to not go to some of the most interesting landmarks that would have been interesting to their advice. I did not go, and I regret it. City. I disagree with you, Taz, but of course, no hard feelings. But I think, unfortunately, in Bucharest is one of those cities where the people themselves have very low opinion of their own city, and it sucks because it's gorgeous. There's some really interesting things there, especially from a tourist point of view. And same thing applied to some UK cities, like Sheffield. People have very low opinion of Sheffield. It was a beautiful city. Birmingham as well. A lot of people had super low opinion. It's a shame because these cities are gorgeous and they're very interesting. So no, I disagree with you, Tasman. Even though you're Romanian, I disagree with you. Almost all Romanians told me that Bucharest is terrible. There's a train passing through. I was skipping that other stop. Hey, I was wondering if you ever want to do Honolulu. I would love to do Honolulu. It's definitely on top of my list. For Honolulu, I'm going to... It's a city that I would love to visit, but I would love to visit with the budget to go to the other islands as well. Which is pretty expensive, unfortunately. So yeah, I would love to go there, but it is pretty expensive. So maybe in someday soon. Carmen says you're back in NYC, writing from Las Vegas. Oh, I'm so glad you are. Dwayne says recently we had an aid drive for Ukraine in Edmonton. Oh, that's good to hear. Matthew says I'll be honored to show you some spots in the city I've grown to love, and it's the place I met my wife and made sobriety. It means a lot to me. Oh, Matthew, that's awesome. I'm glad you found peace in Honolulu. That's great to hear. Friendly as well, so it seems like a great place to live. For the Hawaiians out there, let me know how's cell phone reception in Honolulu, and to an extension, how's cell phone reception in the rest of Hawaii. I've only seen one guy that I can find on search. It was a quick search of Honolulu Live, and he had a lot of bad service. It was Jake Haitian. So, and then let me know, is Honolulu worth visiting on its own? Because I don't have the budget to go to other islands at this very moment in time, but maybe it's someday soon. But I do have the budget to just go to Honolulu on its own. Oahu, just in general. So let me know if it's worth it just visiting Oahu. Oahu. A little bit hard to pronounce. Oahu on its own. Cell phone reception is difficult around the tall mountains, says Lorraine. Okay. Lorraine does recommend, if you come to Hawaii, to go to the other islands as well. Each is different, says Lorraine. Oh, interesting. The Big Island is fascinating. But Gary says, when we were in Honolulu, Susie was told that she looked like shark bait. Oh no. Oh no, that's terrible. Is Hawaii very expensive? Camilla, it is. It is expensive, and hotels are expensive, and the food costs there are expensive as well. More expensive than mainland US. Take your mojo with you, says Kathy. AR says, hey, that looks familiar. AR, oh, AR, a local. Thank you so much, AR, for tuning in. Yep, this does look familiar, I assume. Gas is actually cheaper here than California, says Matthew. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's curious. But food is more expensive, right? So a lot of the thoroughfares here would not be the streets, it'll be the avenues over here. And here you'll find a lot of the food shops. We were earlier at 30th Avenue, which has more food, but here Broadway is pretty good as well. You can see a lot of Oahu in a week, says Lorraine. Okay. That's good to know. Oh, I have 10% left. 10% from 60% battery. My phone has lasted nearly 2 hours. Pretty good, but than my iPhone 11. Matthew says, I heard you were on Broadway. So there's Broadway streets in all the boroughs, I think. Basically, all the boroughs have a Broadway. So Queens has a Broadway, Brooklyn has a Broadway. No, this is not the Broadway of Manhattan. Manhattan is a different borough. Manhattan is an island. We are on a different island, away from Manhattan, but still within the confines of New York City. And there's a Broadway here as well. Well, ladies and gentlemen, look who joined us, Bob. Bob is searching for the donuts. AR, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. AR is awesome. $10 super chat. We are in AR's hood. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So, everyone, let me know if you have any last remaining questions. I have a Broadway right by me, says Susie. Yep, there's a Broadway in Brooklyn. I think there's a Broadway also in the Bronx. I'm not sure about Staten Island though. There's a Broadways everywhere. Stay tuned. April, the new schedule for April will be at 4 p.m. Thursdays through Sundays. 4 p.m. New York City time. Thursdays through Sundays will be the schedule starting April 1st, which is Friday. So stay tuned. 4 p.m. Thursdays through Sundays, April live videos. There's not a lot of World War II history here. There's a lot of World War II history here in the Royal Palace. Yes, Lorraine, yeah, that's fascinating. Hey, Bob, nice to see you here. Adam, welcome, Adam. Nice to see you here too. Susie says 4 p.m. That's a great time for me. I'm glad. Yeah. A little bit later time for many people. Europeans will be watching probably late at night, but I hope you enjoy it. So if you enjoy these videos and want to see bonus videos, a lot of bonus videos were posted of the UK, extended tours of the Churchill War Rooms, of Dennis Sever's home, which is one of the coolest house museums you'll see, Stonehenge exhibition, and many others, clips from the Beatles tour that I ended up taking, and other clips from other interesting places. The Explorers Club here, one of the most exclusive clubs for the past. Explorers have been members of it, and I got full access to it. I explored it for a good 18 minutes. It's all available for patrons, exclusive. Those videos won't be posted publicly. They might be used as clips for short videos, but access to that I can't. Patreon.com/urbanist. And become a supporter button on Facebook, and there you'll get cards. If you become a mega urbanist by Sunday, you will receive at least one postcard from New York City. So by Sunday, if you become a mega urbanist, you'll get one from New York. And then wherever I go in the future, Lincoln, Nebraska, will receive one. Because obviously I'm going to Lincoln, Nebraska in April, obviously. Queens is a little bit more confusing. It is, yeah, it's a bit more confusing, Patty. Lorraine, I always want to ask you, are you okay? Says Darian. Are you okay? Sad when it comes to go back home? It's a mixed bag. You know, I have amazing family that live here. I have friends. I love New York City, but I love traveling. So it's a mixed bag. I love being here in New York, but I love traveling. And right now I have the travel bug. So I want to keep on traveling as much as possible. I came back here for birthday of a family member, but now I'll be able to travel again. But then I have to come back in May because I have a freelance gig, which I still do in order so I can keep showing you places all around the world. But yes, I love traveling. So yeah, when I come back, I feel a little bit sad. And I'm like, oh no, I just want to go back out. I felt a little bit sad because I wanted to go to certain European countries, but their restrictions are still pretty, they still have restrictions. France, Netherlands still has restrictions, and I wish they would remove them. And then I will be going to those places. So hopefully early summer, those restrictions will be removed and I can freely explore those countries. So thank you everyone so much for tuning in. Friday will be the super philosophical chat. Next Friday, I'll announce the time, probably around 8 p.m., 9 p.m. Stay tuned. Everyone, keep being awesome and always keep on exploring. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye. Laureen says, I hope you can go to France. Yes. That's why we have the STARS goal for the best of Europe early summer. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.